Imagine a group of creatures that have been around for over 580 million years, making them one of the oldest known animal groups on Earth. Intriguing, right? Well, let me introduce you to the fascinating world of sponges. These unique creatures belong to the phylum Porifera and are the simplest and most primitive multicellular animals known to science. But that's not all. Sponges also have a remarkable ability to regenerate their body parts, a superpower that sets them apart from other animals in the animal kingdom. So, let's understand a bit more about this interesting animal in this video of phylum Porifera of animal kingdom. And we will start with their shapes and sizes first. Sponges don't have a fixed shape and size, they come in a wide variety of shapes, sizes, and colors, ranging from small, simple tube-like structures to large, complex structures resembling fans or branches. Just like their shape and size, they don't have a fixed place to live, and they can be found living in many different places in the ocean, like shallow tropical reefs or deep-sea trenches. They are really good at adapting to different environments. Even though sponges have a lot of abilities, they don't have a brain like we do. This is something they lack compared to other animals. It took millions of years after sponges evolved for an organism with a brain to develop. Now if you take a look back at the topic you just studied in the previous video lecture, that is the level of organization, and that there are 4 types of it: cellular, tissue, organ, and organ system. What do you think? In which level sponges lie in terms of their organization? If you are thinking that it's cellular, then you are right, because these primitive multicellular animals have cellular level of organization. Unlike most animals, sponges do not have true tissues or organs, and instead, their body structure is made up of a loose network of specialized cells that work together to perform various functions. The cellular level of organization in sponges allows for a high degree of flexibility in terms of their shape and size. They can adapt to different environmental conditions, grow and regenerate lost body parts, and can even fuse together with other sponges to form larger colonies. Now that we understand that sponges don't have organs, you may be curious about how they work, eat, and get rid of waste. Let's explore this in more detail. So, sponges have a special way of transporting water in their bodies, also called as water canal. This system helps them in many ways, like getting food, breathing, and removing waste from their body. The water enters the sponge through small openings on the body called ostia. Then it flows into a central cavity called the spongocoel. This is like a big chamber in the center of the sponge. After that, the water exits the sponge through a bigger opening called the osculum. This is where the water is released back into the environment. Inside the spongocoel and the canals, you will find collar cells or choanocytes lining the walls. These cells help to create a flow of water through the sponge and also help to capture food particles. Sponges have a unique skeletal system made up of spicules or spongin fibers that provide support to their bodies. These spicules can be made of calcium carbonate, silica, or other materials. This water transport system is very important for the sponge as it helps them in many ways. For example, it helps them to capture small particles of food that are carried along by the water. It also helps in exchanging gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide, which is important for their survival. Additionally, it helps to remove waste products from their body while also providing structural support to their bodies. Overall, the water transport system in sponges is a unique and important feature that helps them to survive in their environment. Let's now delve into another important aspect: reproduction in sponges. Isn't it amazing that sponges are able to reproduce also? So, let's unravel the mysteries of how these seemingly simple creatures create new life in the most unexpected ways. Sponges are hermaphrodites, meaning they have both male and female reproductive organs. This allows them to produce both eggs and sperm. Hence, sponges can reproduce in two ways: asexual and sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, a part of the sponge breaks off and grows into a new sponge, which is known as fragmentation. In sexual reproduction, the sponge forms gametes, which are sex cells. After fertilization, when the sperm and egg combine, the sponge goes through a process called indirect development. In this process, the fertilized egg develops into a larva that is morphologically different from the adult sponge. This larva has cilia which help it swim and disperse in the water. It is important to note that the process of indirect development is different from direct development seen in many other animals, where the embryo develops directly into the adult form without undergoing a distinct larval stage. The larva then undergoes a process called metamorphosis, where it transforms into the adult sponge form. Examples of sponges include cycon, scypha, spongilla, freshwater sponge, and euspongia, bath sponge. So, the next time you see a sponge, you'll know that there is more to them than just cleaning up spills. And that brings us to the end of our video on Porifera, the fascinating and diverse group of animals found in the animal kingdom. Now, as you have completed this topic of phylum Porifera in animal kingdom, you can learn it with chapter notes and solve NCERT-based MCQ tests of this chapter on EduRev. And this is available not just for one but all the chapters of Class 11 and 12 Biology and much more for your Neet preparation. Thank you.